Hello and welcome back to Algebra. We're in Chapter 7, Section 5, Factoring Polynomials in the form of x squared plus bx plus c. This is good times because it's guessing games. As one very inspiring character once said,
Frog, life not all guessing games.
If you know who that character was, you can comment down below. Anyways, this is guessing games. Good times. So, let's have a look at this. We have been multiplying binomials and polynomials, and we've been using the box method. So we do x plus 1, and then there's a plus. There we go. And then x times x is x squared. X times 5 is 5x. 1 times x is 1x, and 1 times 5 is 5. So now we have x squared plus, these two combine, 6x plus 5. All right, so now we have this trinomial. What we're trying to do now is go from this trinomial to this factored form, where I have several factors here. Well, what I have to do here is I have to somehow figure out 1 and 5. I have to guess that from this form. Well, what did I do with 1 and 5? I added 1 plus 5 to give me 6. So I added to get 6. I multiplied 1 times 5 to give me 5. Okay, so this was 1 plus 5 right here. This was 1 times 5. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Investigate. X minus 1. X times x is x squared. X times negative 5 is negative 5x. Negative 1 times x is negative 1x, and negative 1 times negative 5 is positive 5. All right, so now we have x squared minus 6x plus 5. Notice the 5 is still positive because we're doing a negative times a negative. Again, we added, that's negative 1 plus negative 5. We added those two to give me this one. And then we multiplied negative 1 times negative 5 to get this last term right here. Okay, so now we have to figure out, when we're looking at a trinomial like this, what numbers did we multiply to get the last one, and did we add to get the middle term? Okay, and for a trinomial in this form where x squared doesn't have a coefficient, that's all you have to do. So it's super simple. Okay, let's have a look at a couple of examples here. All right, we're going to look what multiplied to give me 16 and what added to give me 10. Okay, we're going to start with the 16. All right, we're going to write 16 out and then write down the factors. You always know there's a number in itself, or a number times 1, 16 times 1, or 1 times 16. That could be 16. Then 8 times 2 or 4 times 4. Okay, all those could give me 16. Now I want to go through this list and see which one of these can I add up to give me 10. 16 plus 1 would be 17. So that doesn't work. 8 plus 2 gives me 10. All right, positive 8, positive 2. So I know this had to be x plus 8 times x plus 2. Now, if you want to be thorough, you can go back and do the check, right? Do the box method, see, does that give you this trinomial up here? X plus 8, x times x is going to be x squared, x times 2 is 2x, x times 8 is 8x, and 8 times 2 gives me 16. All right. I get x squared, check. 8x and 2x gives me 10x, check. And 16, all right. So we did that right, very good. Okay, here. Notice here we have a negative, so that's going to be slightly different than the previous example, but we're going to start again with the 12. What multiplies to give me 12? All right, so I've got 12, always the number in itself. 1 times 12. 2 times 6, 3 times 4. All right. Now, I know that this is positive, so either both of these are positive or both of them are negative. So since this is negative, no positives. If I just add positives, I'm never going to get a negative. So I'd have to make them both negative. All right, so let's try both negative. Okay, negative 1 and negative 12 gives me negative 13, so that's no good. Negative 2 and negative 6. Bueno. There we go. So negative 2, so this is going to be x minus 2 times x minus 6. And to check, we could go back and do the box method and see, does that give us this trinomial? All right. Now notice, we have a negative 21 here. All right, so now guessing games. What multiplies to negative 21? Well, there's always 1 and itself, but it has to be negative 1 and 21, or it'd have to be 1 and negative 21. Right, so there's going to be a 1 on either side. So I'll go through and see which ones multiply to 21. What else multiplies to 21? 3 times 7. And that's about it. So 3 times 7, one of them has to be negative. Okay, either negative 3 times 7 or 3 times negative 7. We know it's to get 4, we can't use 1 and 21. So those are out of the running. 7 minus 3. There we go. That's the winner. 3 minus 7 will give us negative 4. All right, so it's x minus 3 times x plus 7. And there we have it. Good times, ladies and gentlemen, in the Matherhood.